Were you surprised by how simple it was? I should imagine so. Very simple properties. A milk glass tabletop, a blue and white cup from the 5 and 10, pencil, paper, heavy cardboard sheet over which the letters A to Z spread in an arc, your covenant with whom it would concern. Also the Arabic numerals, and yes and no. What more could a familiar spirit want? Ah well, a mirror, so that friends who died may see you when they speak from its far side. And yes, you did meet your friends, didn't you? That golden-eyed Greek Jew who only learned the modern languages after being put to death on Capri by Tiberius. Am I in your room? So are all your dead who have not gone into other bodies. It is easy to call them, bring them as fires within sight of each other on hills. You and your guests, these times we speak, are within sight of and all connected to each other, dead or alive. Now do you understand what heaven is? It is the surround of the living. Ours is a great wide way of names and lights. Byron, Pavlova, Billy Sunday, Job, Otto Khan, Genghis Khan, Madame Curie. And so on, and so on, and so on. Any time you liked. The question of who or what you took your friend to be and how much truth he spoke, you neatly sidestepped. Taking, meanwhile, is call them revelations. For comfort, thrills, and chills, material, in other words. He didn't gabble, he was the revelation. The point, one twinkling point by now thousands, was never to forgo in favor of plain, dull proof the marvelous nightly pudding. And as I say, so on, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. For 20 years of these little cute meets with the newly dead. Well, you've piqued our interest, to say the least. You've also piqued the interest of my superiors, which is a blessing in itself, a nightmare in itself. They believe you're ready for a new strain of knowledge, one that has been imparted before to your kind, and now, after a period of refining and trial and error, is ready to be administered to you, should you choose to accept it. Although, if you've reached this point, then you lack the faculties for refusing it. Well then, you stand on the precipice of what you might call the research lab. Yes, that little precinct of intense activity directed by my superiors. Outside you might hear the shriek, the howl of the wild beasts, the apes who never made the cut. And here within, behind closed doors, like when a troop retires from jostling globe to candlelit Blackfriars, it's like an emptiness, packed full. There's no language here. You have to understand that first. There is no language that can save you. I do know how you like your pretty words. You like your pretty words, don't you? Not here. This is the realm of formulas and operation and programming. You might relate it to coding of the great celestial mechanism. The bureaucracy that you are familiar with, the one of patrons and representatives, all that fun that you had with those souls coming and going, is all part of the scheme that we design here right here. The soul is our raw material. Even animals who live, plants, heroes, gods, demons, and ordinary men sometimes, they are all material to us. You see, outside there, the bureaucracy runs. It supports the souls who are the sediment, if you like. You are among the small, maybe 2 million number of souls in whom we see profound potential. So we skim a little like cream off the top and bring them here for a process we like to call splicing. 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 Where we infuse you, marinate you if you like, with other formulas, with other different souls. We bring them into you, we allow it to suffuse, and then you are reborn into whatever celestial sphere we deem necessary. Yes, in time, I think you will prove one of the greats, one of the 5, if you like, but we'll get to the 5 in due course. For now, I believe I've bored you enough with the science of the thing. I want to establish your basic formula, your ratios. We phrase it as a ratio. I need to establish it for our records. This is not your genetic makeup, no. The soul that we speak of is only 12% of your being. The other 88%, that's your chemistry, your environment, your nurture. The other 12%, well, that's from celestial spheres veiled behind clouds that we ourselves can't see, that even my superiors can't see. Veiled behind clouds that God biology put there as a means of obscuring the true reality. But enough chatter. Now, I want you to just sit back for me, if you will. Just sit back. You'll find it quite comfortable here. You are, after all, in your own chair, projected above where you are sitting, in a space you might like to call Sandover. This was the one established for us by previous candidates. It's a comfortable place, a beautiful rose brick manor, with lots of topiary and well-manicured gardens. It serves as a metaphor for literary effort. They were poets, scribes, if you like, these previous souls who frequented our research lab. The herbs you might take for stock characters, for the wine dark sea kind of analogies. The readily available means of constructing narratives, poems. And the occupants of this manor are all of those who went before. Your Yeats, your T.S. Eliot, your Rimbaud, your Dante, your Virgil, etc., etc. This manor is like a little comfortable womb where all of these scribes gather as a means of propelling this human soul toward a perfect copy of its maker. Whatever that means, we aren't permitted to see the wider plan, of course. That was taken from us when we ourselves failed. In any case, sit back for me. Just sit back. And I want to check you over, judging your basic chemistry. acknowledging your intellect, your spiritual capacity, how much you love, how much you fear, your reflecting passions. Right. I would say you're 241, 1 to 550,000, 5.2 dash 746. That sums you up. That is you in a formula. I'll break it down further. The first number of previous lives, then ratio of human to animal souls. Anybody who falls under 1 to 2,000 is just cast away, you have to understand. That's not what we're dealing with here, though. And then there's your talent rating. As your talent rating, that's all of these different factors coalesced into one specific number. It's like 10, 10, 10 at the Olympics. You haven't crashed out like Ilya Malinin, no. You are a 5.2. 5 is a very beautiful number in this space. 5 is great structural support. It is potential. It's not quite the lofty heavens, the 6s and 7s of your legendary heroes, or the 8s and 9s of your gods. Nor is it the 1s or 2s of your apes. No, 5.2 is a healthy potential. 5.1, by the way, was where Rubinstein lay. Eleanor Roosevelt, 5.3. 6s, Linda Burr, Pletskaya, people of physical prowess, that, as I have already described it to you. Good, we've got that covered. Furthermore, that final number is your identity number. Yours being with 4s and 6s, they are small, like indicative measures of the levels you will reach in going up and up and up and up and up and up and up the hierarchy. Your Greek slave patron, he was at stage 6, but he vacillates, never sticks around for long, likes to party in the lower levels. Most unforgivable in my book. Anyhow, now that we've established your ratios, we must put you under what's called the stripping process. The stripping process, you see, to enter the research lab, certain variables that we cannot manage must be stripped away. You might like to call this as parts of the ego, not the whole ego entirely, only little parts. We're only going to take little parts, okay? So just sit back from me and relax. Now, in absence of prolonged spiritual effort, this requires a great deal of radiation. Don't panic. It's only a gentle beam, a gentle beam, a gentle beam coming around into your eyes, into your eyes. It'd be very difficult to explain to your conscious mind as it stands right now what is happening here, this stripping process. If I only said to you that the atom is our basic unit, this whole world is like a greenhouse. That is how it was designed, as a greenhouse. But even this vast expanse of greenhouse is but a cell, complex yet manageable. All matter, therefore, is part of that cell. Making sense? Let me just get you in here, scan you in here. If we presume God's eye peers down through his microscope at the swimming planets, you on the slide called Earth may guess the scale of your lives. Less than those least particles that in isolation die, each with its own strangeness and color and charm, a priceless, expendable force in meaning's growing molecule. Good. Good. The previous ones who came to the research lab, on this mask, what did they experience? The wind let out of their being, their personality gone, its loss of completeness in that dance under the powerful light flooding the lens. You do have to live through this rather painful part. I am sorry. I know it can be comfortable, but it is necessary. The stripping process, we are very cautious about it. You have been prepared these last 20 years for it, but still, it is a great burden. A great burden. A great burden on the body. We use this sparingly, I should say, because it is not truly our tool. It is a light of such color, colors that we are now denied. In our time we wielded them with such might, but now we are restricted only to red, deathly, bleeding, dim, red, like light phasing out, a dying star. We lost our form for a time until very recently. We were restricted to vague, shadowy shapes that moved like bats in the dusk, around and around in the void, carrying messages between God and man. Fallen angels, you might like to say. And we lived in fear of the sunlight. We lived in regret with the moonlight. You see, your world has been through many phases. It has known many types of paradise. And for every paradise there was an Atlantis, and for every Atlantis there was a sinking. From our masters of old to when we ruled on the crust world above the ground, secured by 14 distinct anchor points that you call Avebury, or the pyramids, or obscure sites in South America. But it was decided that we had overstepped, and our world was torn away. Parts of it, fractures of it, coalesced, came into orbit, and formed the moon. Yes, that is the truth of the matter. Just look. It now hangs as a very painful reminder of what we once were, and what we dare not do again, and of the course you as a species are now on. I do wonder what you will do with it, with this gift of color. For the color belongs to the archangels. Red for our Lord Gabriel, blue for our Lord Michael, yellow for Emmanuel, green for Raphael. And behind them all, the great, blinding white light of nature. In partnership, in marriage, with God, biology. There we go. I'm satisfied. You are very receptive. You are doing very well. 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 It is a painful process, but you're holding up very well. This, then, is where I pass you on to the superiors of my superiors. Before that, though, before you are introduced to the angels who wait for you on high, through the research lab, I want to give you a little framework, a little passage, a little nice visual that might help you in your quest to higher knowledge. Just rest easy for me. Take a deep breath in. Feel the air suffusing your body, filling up your lungs. You're grateful for it. Feel the heat in your heart, in your body, in your blood. The heat of living, of the living, of the living. Feel the tears in your eyes, the water and the purifying salt. The water and the purifying salt. And feel the earth beneath your feet. The cool, forgiving earth beneath your feet, keeping you anchored, keeping you secure, keeping you safe. And behind it all, your true nature, your true, peaceful, bright nature. Consider this our finale. You're on a roof garden, orange awning, rippled by waves of windless, deepening light. You kneel on orange cushions under it. You set out the board, the cup, a looking glass, iridescent seashells for a border, a gift from an old friend from Madagascar, and this water-down marble wedge that stops a door downstairs. A blue and white rice bowl brimming with water, lobsang lips of live brilliance, but so throbbingly their eyes to court vertigo. Onto the concrete wall your shadow climbs. Slowly that halo sinks. The mirror's oblong gaze outflashes, thirsty for the wine. Green slopes you face, where sobbing kids entwine, while to one side one cassia, thick with bloom, sweeps the ground in a profound salaam. Your little schoolroom is closing now, and you're moving up to the higher salon level, and I wish you the best of luck in the company of the angels.